Shall we start? No? Ladies first?
No, say it, because I think it sounds really nice with your accent.
What, Archwell Audio?
Yeah.
Archwell Audio.
I mean...
Really?
Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, today is December 7th, 2022. It is 2:09 a.m. This is the prayer that I did on my first video. This is my back end. Any new subscribers, welcome. So the next video that I'm gonna focus on is this. While I was doing video number 1, I came across this and I decided to add it and make it a video by itself because the clip is very long, 9 minutes and 26 seconds. So you know I will be saying stuff in between. All right, so search for it online. Is O'Brien, LBC, whatever. It's probably on YouTube somewhere. Okay, so the business model is to make you hate them. James O'Brien breaks down the national embarrassment that is right-wing newspapers bullying Harry and Meghan. Okay, let's listen.
It's a while since I've been on Fleet Street, but a lot of my mates are still there. I don't know that they would ever get to that point that I've just described. Because at that point, why don't they just stop it? Here's 8 pages about their latest project, which we hate. There's absolutely nothing requiring you to write about these two. All right? Literally nothing. So why do they? Answer, because they are selling more and more papers by making you hate them.
And the thing is, the thing with that, I have to stop somewhere. The thing with that, what's really weird with my channel, not weird, but kind of interesting, is that when I started reading about Harry and Meghan, you know, the frenzy thing, it was so weird for me to do a video about the newspaper. Because I was like, wait a second. Because before that, my mind was never into all of this. Okay, no one pay attention too much into the tabloid or whatever, especially in the US. But when I was seeing so many things and I was like, wait a second, I have to look more into this. And then little did I know, I did find my answer. Okay, I find out the video clip, I've answered it in the video. Anyone who's new, go watch that video. It's not professionally made, but I share with you what I came across to put the video together. Because this is something that the UK is very masterful of. Okay, distort things to make you believe things, okay, without, you know, physically touching you. All right, they're just putting things out there to manipulate your thinking. All right, so that came to mind. Let's continue.
Which the question then becomes, why do you let them do that? I don't hate them because of the newspapers. I don't even read a newspaper. Yeah, come on. What is your knowledge of their behaviour based on? How do you know what goes on behind closed doors? Where is that information coming from? Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. You've got a bug, have you? In their Californian sitting room. You've got a top snout, have you? A top source. Their chauffeur rings you up every Tuesday evening and gives you chapter and verse on what it is they've been up to lately. How do you know? Answer, because people who are paid to report on the royal family have put that information, whether it's true or not, into the public sphere. So you rely entirely upon the people who rely entirely upon the palace.
That's exactly that. And then if you look at video 1, there's some comments that I was coming across was saying some nonsense. Even the guy who was in New York with the English accent saying that Meghan is destroying the royal family. How is it Meghan destroying the royal family? Does Meghan have a freaking army going over? When I mean army, not the Sussex Squad. The Sussex Squad is just reacting on the BS that the royal rats are spewing out. The kind of the traditional army, like, you know, military kind of people to do damages and stuff like that. Okay, so Meghan is doing her thing, minding her business, but all of a sudden she's destroying the royal family. How? You need to tell me how. The power that they give Meghan, it's unbelievable.
They're also pertinent because they're doing exactly what a lot of people who are opposed to the royals have been saying royals should be doing all along, making their own money, paying back the taxpayers. And they're doing all of these things while still maintaining relationships with their charities, while still putting goodwill out into the world. Isn't that what we've wanted royals to do all along? And if that's what they're doing, why are they being criticized?
But let's continue.
For their livelihoods. A royal correspondent who is not in favour is not going to be a royal correspondent for very long. Now, I personally don't mind that system in the sense that it is symbiotic. It serves the purposes of both institutions, and they are neither institutions that I have a problem with in principle, either the royal family. Well, actually, probably slightly more of a problem with the royal family because it bakes deference into our system, and although the royal family, most of them are not problematic, it's a system that allows someone like Jacob Rees-Mogg to masquerade as superior to you, which is obviously absurd, but against the backdrop of a royal family, anybody who walks the walk and talks the talk, however confected it may be, can achieve deference. You can have people think, oh yes, he knows what he's talking about, he's got 8 plums in his mouth, although we're probably going to run out of plums at some point in a not too distant future if the last hour was anything to go by. So why do they do it? Why do the newspapers that claim to hate them, and that do hate them, and claim to want them to shut up and go away, like Gavin Williamson told the Russians to do after the poisonings in Salisbury? Why do the newspapers that answer it sells papers? What sells papers? Hate sells papers. Who does the hating? The people that read the stories, whether they're getting them from the papers or not. It's all the same trough in which your little noses are immersed. So what's the pleasure? Where's the fun from? Why is it so easy to encourage people to hate these two? Answer: they make you feel really stupid. Whether you realise it or not. I heard some of Nick's callers today, and the levels of anger are absolutely ridiculous. They make you feel really, really stupid, and rather than focus upon how stupid they make you feel, you're going to accept the invitation to get furious. And do you know who really feels stupid about them? The newspapers. Because what they've done is simply refuse to dance to the newspaper's tune. Sorry lads, I'm not having it. Not going to give you pictures of my newborn baby. Not going to, and the newspapers then are not keeping their end of the deal. We're not going to just walk a tightrope of respect and privacy. We're going to treat you like subhuman scum.
What is it? Harry did say something like that in the trailer when he did that speech before he left the UK for the Centre Bally. All right, before he left to go to to Canada, he said something like one of the reporters stopped him and asked him some question, even though Harry knew the answer to it. So Harry wanted to know why he's asking that question. This kind of thing. I forgot how it said. I'm not gonna search for it because I know it's in the trailer somewhere. The tabloid know exactly what they're doing. It's a business model, and these are carrying out by business people. Okay, when there is chaos, they flourish. They're able to get the people all confused. Meanwhile, the same tactic, they come while everybody's running like chicken without their head. They go and snoop around and scoop whatever it is that they want.
The way that we write about you, and especially your wife, your foreign wife with a dark skin. Sorry, pal. You decide to stand up to Fleet Street, then you will suffer the wrath of all of us, especially the people that rely upon the palace for their livelihoods. So why do you hate them so much? Well, because they're selfish and manipulative and Sorry, where are you getting your information from? I'm getting it from the newspapers that they stood up to and refused to be cowed by. Oh, I see. So how many other points in your life have you taken your opinion from the victims of courage? How many times in your life have you let the bullies tell you what to think about the people that they were bullying who stood up to them? So here's a bully. Here's a victim of bullying. The victim stands up to the bully, and you've decided that the bully's version of events must be the one that's true. Not only is the bully's version of events the one that's true, I am now going to join the bullies in pursuing the people that have stood up to them.
It's almost the same thing that they did to that lady who went to Buckingham Palace, who was being, who encountered, was it that Lady Hussey, was it William's godmother, into racism? She didn't believe where she came from. She answered her so many times. She didn't accept her answer. It's almost the same thing. The hate that that lady got online, I was supposed to do a video about it, but it was just too much. It was just too much. All right. So whenever people speak out against the injustice that, you know, whatever happening in the UK, what they do, they send their dog to attack. I don't know. Just wish it's never you. Just wish it's not you that ever that happened to you, because these people, they keep on doing the same thing, repeating the same thing that happened to Princess Diana. Okay, as we're moving forward, we're seeing Diana's words speak louder and louder and louder, at least for me. All right, because it's the same tactic that was used on her that is happening again. But now people are standing up against it. More people eyes are opening.
This isn't black and white. It's not footballification. Nobody's perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But my goodness me, it's a national embarrassment, isn't it? Let's just look at the papers. Daily Express, all-out war. Now Harry says Palace played dirty games. Ooh. What's the Sun got? Let's have a look at the Sun. Sussex lies and videotape. It's unhinged, this. Get the popcorn in, folks. Daily Star, once again, doing all right, actually. Daily Mirror, probably the only popular. The Mirror and the Star don't go too bonkers on this. Fact or fantasy? Harry and Meghan in new storm over Netflix show. Daily Mail, fury at Sussex's next Netflix claim of war on Meghan.
There's a video I need to do regarding the cry out those royal rats are going through. This is probably going to be a very long time before I come across it, because there's a lot of other important things I want to share with you. But yesterday, the December 6th, there were a lot of royal rats who's coming out crying out foul left and right. I have some tweets of that, but I don't want to do it now because I want to do the most important ones.
And on it goes, and on and on and on and on. So if you don't understand the point that I'm making, that's my fault. Let me make it absolutely crystal clear. It is palpably ridiculous for an organ to claim that it wants people to receive less attention while giving them more attention than they currently give to anybody else on the planet. Look at the Mail, right? Netflix versus Riyadh, page 1. Fury at Sussex's Netflix claim. Page 2. The whole thing is one long whinge. There's even commentary from Sarah Vine claiming that they're gaslighting the entire nation. She used to be married to Michael Gove, of course, during coronavirus, so she probably knows a little bit about gaslighting. Page 4 and 5. Once again, Harry is attempting to cloak himself and Meghan with Diana's legacy. How dare he reference his mother? Who does he think he is? Pages 7 and 8 and 9, 8 and 9. The surprising reality behind. I mean, that is 8 pages, is it?
Wow, 8 pages about that?
How utterly crackers is it to say that these people are doing something that you disapprove of? But here's 8 pages of coverage. So, according to the Daily Mail, that is far and away the most important thing happening in this country at the moment. It's a television programme on Thursday featuring 2 people that they claim don't deserve your attention or affection. 8 pages. 8 pages without mentioning the rail strike, without mentioning...
This is why the squad love the, well, not love, but they're giving, they're doing the advertisement for the Netflix things. The squad love that. They're talking about it, but it's just, unfortunately, is in a negative way, but people wants to see what they're talking about. All right, they're doing the publicity for Netflix. This is what he's saying. You don't want to talk about it, but yet you're making 8 pages about them. Okay, he was just saying something important that was going on in the UK. I hate doing that, but let me move it back. Just in case if the audio doesn't work, it's a problem for me to align it.
Coverage. So, according to the Daily Mail, that is far and away the most important thing happening in this country at the moment. It's a television programme on Thursday featuring 2 people that they claim don't deserve your attention or affection. 8 pages. 8 pages without mentioning the rail strike, without mentioning the food supply threats, without mentioning GPs, without mentioning the NHS. I mean, it's actually breathtaking. It might be 7 pages.
That's the thing.
You desired squirrel!
You see? They get distracted. Confused people. Distraction. These are the squirrel kind of thing. People are going hungry. They're not mentioning it, but they're talking about Harry and Meghan. Meanwhile, whatever it is that they're doing in terms of laws, I don't know. I hope people in the UK are paying attention to what's really going on politically in their country, because it's very important. That's what shapes your lives, your livelihood, what puts food on the table. But no, they're distracting you with Harry and Meghan.
Seem to have torn one of them out, probably in a fit of fury. So that's not up for debate, is it? Why do they keep writing about these people that they hold in such low regard?
So that I may talk, squirrel.
Why don't they just ignore them? Because you see the phrase is attention seeking. They're attention seeking parasites. Here's 8 pages of undiluted attention.
You desired squirrel!
You can see that that's insane, right? Even if you've got a really bad case of the four-lot tuggers.
But sometimes you need to point this out to people. Unfortunately, you need to point this out to people. They don't see that. They don't see that. All right? Certain brain don't work that way. And this is why the tabloid and the monarch love this type of people. You tell them what to think and how to think. But they don't see, they can't think for themselves to say, oh, wait a second. You're saying Harry and Meghan are attention seekers, so why are you talking about them? Okay? So you need to point this thing out to some people for them to see the light.
So that I may talk, squirrel.
So the business model is to make you hate them.
Yep.
If they ignored them, you wouldn't hate them. If they reported them fairly, you wouldn't hate them. The business model is to make you hate them. They count how many copies they sell, according to front pages.
There's a huge amount of content published about Duke and Duchess of Sussex. They are good business. It's something crazy like 15,000 mentions of them online every day. So they are, the whole royal family, and particularly Duke and Duchess of Sussex, a really big business for the tabloids. And then we all know about negativity bias and how bad news, negative headlines tend to do better online, which is a really sort of unattractive part of the algorithms that are used. So I think all of that feeds into the coverage.
Not long after I left the Daily Express, the new owner established that if they put Diana, Princess of Wales on the front page, they sold 10 or 20,000 more copies than they did on any other day. So they put any old toot on the front page if it contained even a passing reference to Diana, Princess of Wales, Prince Harry's mum, of course. And so they know that the big...
He said Prince Harry's mom. He didn't mention the other brother, but okay.
It's angry, hateful denizens of Middle England who like to think of themselves as patriotic and Christian. Your Daily Mail reading matrons. They know 8 pages of vitriol and bile directed at Diana's son and his wife. That is great guns. That is jackpot. That is a win. And so my question for you today is this. Why is it so easy to make you hate them, given that every single thing you know about them has come from the people telling you to hate them?
Whoa, this is like boom. Wow, let me listen to that last part again.
Even a passing reference to Diana, Princess of Wales, Prince Harry's mum, of course. Win. And so my question for you today is this. Why is it so easy to make you hate them, given that every single thing you know about them has come from the people telling you to hate them?
Wow. This is very powerful. Let's see here. And all of this, please don't fail to mention that it is royal family who is engendered and co-signing the vitriol against Meghan and Harry and the media. It's not just about money, is it? Alright, Prince William Charles leaked news of Harry, Meghan's exit to divert attention. And the thing is that Charles trained William to be that way. I will never forget how I came across that article. And it was an article I was just gonna, too many nonsense they mentioned. And then when I really look at it, see all the names and what was really happening in that particular article, I was like, oh shit, he's training him to be partying cozy up with the tabloid. Alright, taking him to parties to get all those, good press and all of that. I don't know what the hell was in his brain to think this is the best way to go about. I just read that. Meg's details were leaked to the press by none other than Prince Charles and Prince William. Wow. July 4th, 2020. Wow. Okay, I thank you, Mr. James O'Brien, for being the voice of reason. This is what Harry and Meghan's fans have been asking these haters. How do they know what's in Harry and Meghan's life if it wasn't from the papers who are briefed by the so-called palace sources? Harry and Meghan did not ask Queen to use little bit name palace source. There's that. I actually physically cringe when I hear people repeat tabloid lies and sensationalism about this couple like no joke. Hearing, quote, I thought they wanted privacy, end quote, makes the balls I don't have retreat inside me. Okay, I hope Prince William and Kate Middleton are ready to start repenting their sins. Leaks briefing against his own brother, Harry, and sister-in-law. And the thing I will never understand is that William in particular, him the oldest, who should have more knowledge about his mother because he's older, he spent more time. Okay, what is it? Is he 2 or 3 years older than Harry? But he should have a better understanding about what his mother went through. But nope, the airhead went straight to the bandwagon of the palace, even though you were the future, but still, you should have known to protect your mother's legacy. And then for him to have the audacity to come in front of the world to tell his mother is paranoid.
That BBC employees lied and used fake documents to obtain the interview with my mother, made lurid and false claims about the royal family, which played on her fears and fueled paranoia.
This, I will never forget that. Okay, so true. It's winning business model that keeps these mediocre journalists and columnists afloat. Piers Morgan, Sarah Vine, then somebody, Etal, all of get more likes. When they spew biles about Harry and Meghan, they are bullies. Okay, I agree the papers need to shut up about them, but Mr. James O'Brien, people don't like them because of the hypocrisy. Okay, what hypocrisy? Okay, quote, we left for a quiet life in Cali, end quote, but yet all they want to do is interviews, docu, podcasts, and radio shows bashing the royal family. So much for quiet life. Okay, there you were. I thought you started on the right note, but yet you're carrying the same nonsense the tabloid is saying. Let's see what some people are saying. Okay, see, you are not telling the truth. There's that, someone that I blocked. Okay, I do apologize. Okay, it was privacy, they said on Oprah, but again, still try and throw themselves into the limelight. It's quoted all over from the interview. Whatever. Quoted from the interview. Whatever. Didn't you hear her say it herself? She said she never talked about privacy.
That's sort of the flawed argument and its operating mechanism that they're confusing people to think. I think life is about being able to share our stories and share parts of our lives that you're comfortable with. So it's about boundaries and it's about respect. They've created a false narrative. I've never talked about privacy.
Okay, they're confusing you to think this way. Okay, this is exactly what Meghan said in the point of view about privacy. There's that. This is from an account that I blocked. They never said that, and Meghan explained in the point of view that came from the tabloid.
If you want to be private, go back to America and live privately. It's pretty straightforward.
You are literally brainwashed by them for effing sake. That's exactly what I see here too. Okay, what they don't want are drones flying over their house.
No, but you already showed me that one, so you have to show me everything. You know what? I'm just going to hire someone to sit in front of your house or hide in the bushes and take pictures into your backyard because you've lost your right to privacy because you shared one image with me.
Taking photos of Archie that happened at Windsor's. There's the rolling eye. I know so many people think their dislike of Harry and Meghan have got nothing to do with the tabloid. They don't even read the tabloid. They say they think they're above the nonsense, but really they're not. They somehow always parodying the tabloid point by point when talking about Harry and Meghan. The thing that I've said a while back, and I said I think Harry and Meghan have their lawyers looking at the tabloid. I've said this a long time ago. Harry and Meghan themselves may not look at the tabloid, okay, but they probably have their lawyers looking at it. When something significant come up, they bring it to Harry and Meghan's attention. Should they pursue them, okay? Should they file something, okay? I've said this a long time ago. I don't know. This is purely my humble opinion, because if they're focusing on the tabloid, there is absolutely no way they'll be able to do some of the things that they're doing right now, okay? So they probably have their lawyers, and I'm sure their lawyers are looking really close and personal because they want to make money, okay, to represent them. When they see some BS is happening on the tabloid, they said, look, did you said that? Did this happen? Did this happen? Do you want me to file something for you? If Harry and Meghan said yes, they go about it. If they said no, sometimes there's no reason for you to some mediocre thing to fight. So when something huge is happening, okay, they fight it. Okay, I think, what was it the other day? Something happened at the tabloid. I shared it on in one of my videos. I don't remember what it was. Something the tabloid said, and then Archwell, whatever, sent their spokesperson to say something to them. Or was it one of the, I forgot how it went, so let me not go there. Look at a couple of videos from now, before this one. I have shared that. Okay. And who told you they were being hypocritical? Why? The very tabloid you are repeating. Everything you type originate in tabloid. Okay, yes, bashing, upstanding people, are they? There's the warning. I don't see people as outraged about Prince Andrew's hypocrisy. Paid a fortune to a woman he apparently never met to keep her quiet. Who said they left for a quiet life? They left the royal family, but they're in public eye. So what if they make a living from it? One of the videos that I put out yesterday, well, it's gonna be public today, where, you know, they're making money off of their truth. The tabloid make money off of their lies, but Harry and Meghan is making money off of their truth. There's no problem with that, telling their truth. All right, two can play that game. Okay, why do you hate them? Because the papers told you to. Okay, what would you have preferred? For Harry and Meghan to hide and never open their mouth or even breathe? Privacy means doing things and living life on their own term. The royal family is not your family. Focus your energy on important things, not gossip from tabloid. And the other thing is that the moment you left your mother's womb, you're on your own for survival. Okay, to breathe on your own, but you know your mom will have to try to feed you, you know, and all of that. But the minute you left your mother's womb, you on your own. So the royal family expect the minute Harry and Meghan left, okay, they did all the negative things, cut him off, his security, financially, you name it. Okay, when I hear about that part, whenever I said that, cutting them financially, because when you look at the work Harry have done for the royal family, this should have never happened because he did more work than the royal family combined. Okay, but they cut him off anyway, and they told him, go survive on your own. And then what they did not expect is that Harry and Meghan are smart people together, and they are hard workers, and they're making living off of their truth, and they hated that. Okay, so if you didn't want that to happen, why did you cut off their security? Why did you cut their financial thing? You told them when Meghan was over there, you said she will have to go continue doing work as an actress. So, hey, it's all their fault. The royal family. When did they say that? So I'm done. There's more comment, but I want to start editing. All right, there's this. Breathe, thrive on hate. Yeah, that's where it originated. Don't think I've ever seen an entire group of people salivating over daily hate and bile pushed by the British media. It's for sure part of the fabric of British life, much so that the royal family and the Tory government use hate as their campaign strategy. Yep. And I say racism is the cancer of society. Whenever they need to win position again, they throw the hate campaign, the racism. All right, this is such a minefield, and it's not as black and white as you make it out to be. At least in here, race is similar to me too. People start projecting their own experiences and pain into it, but Harry and Meghan is only one side of the story. Well, the media in the UK been saying one side, but when Harry and Meghan come and say, let me tell you what really happened, but you don't want to hear it. Okay, we've heard the other side for years now. Now let's hear Harry and Meghan's side. You think you can do that with an open mind and a level head? Okay, well, let's hear it then, because how long now have we been listening to the press, and therefore the royal family side? The press have been hateful to Harry and Meghan from day one. Okay, from the moment that they were aware Harry was dating Meghan, they went to dig up all sort of BS information. People she worked with, trying to pay them money to lie about her. Okay, so why are we expecting a balanced view from them? Why accept their daily hate-filled narrative? Okay, let's see here. What's not black and white about it? Defending themselves, which they have absolutely right to do, against the might of entire British media and the royal family. I think they should be doing more media to fight back. You and I will do the same if we were in their place. Okay, futures, how easy it is to ignore that for 4 years of Meghan's silence, the palace had it said. We already know the other side of the story. Exactly. All right. So I'm done. Okay, some people like some of the things that yes, I saw you right out of the gate. Okay, you were never okay. So this one I shared it on a video 1. Okay, there's this guy who said was a huge fan of both. This is just a messy now. You want to be in or out? What do you want? Seems you want to be double and HRH, but only when you like. The system is mad and hard. Go live a quiet life if you like, yet they want both. I don't get it. All right, why not get both? Why is it so hard? Okay, there's me responding to that. That was in video 1. You never offend to begin with. They never called themselves HRH. We, the people, decided to call them HRH. You expect them to stop moving forward with their life. Did you miss the part when they say service is universal? They can pick and choose whenever and whatever they want to do. USA. All right, freedom scream. Somebody just liked it. That's what it popped up. All right, let's do a prayer, and I'm keeping the same prayer that I did in video 1, prayer for gratitude and protection. Let's pick the second one. Okay, Father, here I am before your throne with a heavy heart and anxious mind. Come, Lord, and fill me with your holy presence. Let me rest and be at peace. Let me feel your protection. Let me feel as if I'm under a shadow of your wings, safe, hidden, and secure in you. Only you can give and take it all. I pray, Father, please take my fear away and give me your peace that you surpasses all in understanding. You know that my life is in your hands. My trust and my hope is on you alone. Father, thank you in the name of Jesus. Amen. I feel like it's the same thing I just read. So that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Oh, new subscribers, welcome. Those who have donated, thank you. So let me get to work. There's a lot more to share with you, but I'm gonna stop now. I need to edit before it piled up. Thank you for watching.
So that I may talk, squirrel.
Look at the fact that just on energy alone, on a conservative estimate within 1 year, we're talking £1,300 a year going up in bills. We're going to have about 10 million people in fuel poverty. We have a real absolute, not relative, poverty issue going to come in the UK, with food banks oversubscribed, with debt crisis agencies do not have any tools. And I need to say, with the Chancellor coming on in a moment, if you forgive me, as the money-saving expert who's been known for this, I am virtually out of tools to help people now. It's not something money management can fix. It's not something for those on the lowest incomes telling them to cut their belts will work. We need political intervention.
You desired squirrel!
I'm a dinner lady in Lancashire, and just before the summer holidays, when the cost of living crisis really started kicking off, I've just noticed I spend as much time taking food away from children as I do serving it. And to be honest, it's not what I took the job for. You know, I never dreamt that I'd be having to tell children, you can't have that, you've no money on your account. And it used to be, you know, when I first started a year ago, okay, once a month, there might, you know, parents forget to put money on at the beginning of the month, and you get that. But now you're talking 10 to 15 children a shift every day, every single day. And I'm saying, you can't have that, there's no money, you know. And it's breaking my heart. You know, you see them, they're in a queue full of all their peers and other school children, and it's humiliating for them. It's so humiliating. They just look at you like, well, what am I going to eat? And it's like, I can't give you anything. I'm sorry, you know, and I'm just dreading going back to work. I'm dreading October. And to be honest, it's getting to the point where I'm just like, I don't even think I can do this job anymore. I didn't take the job on to starve children. I'm sorry, it's just, you know, just something has to give, and I just don't think it should be children's spirits.
You desired squirrel!
Last night my wife spent an hour trying to glue my daughter's school shoes back together because we can't afford to buy her a new pair. I mean, I'm 65, I've worked all my life, and we can't afford £20 for a pair of shoes. There's something wrong with society.
You desired squirrel!
So with the gas, electric and my mortgage, that's 75% of my wages gone, without anything else, without any, you know, council tax, water rates, car insurance, petrol, food, any of that, 75% of my wages gone.
I can't remember the last time I went to a pub.
Caller, so that I may talk, squirrel!
Because I can't pay, you know, £5 for a pint. It's beyond my means. So the local pub's now closed. Not entirely due to me not going there, but that's closed.
Do you find it hard?
Yes. Caller, so that I may talk, squirrel!
And so are you optimistic at all about the future?
Optimism. It's not a word I use a lot these days. I'm not familiar with the term.
Caller, so that I may talk, squirrel!
Now, taking a look at poverty and health back here in Britain. Now, this week saw the inquest into the death of the young boy Awab Ishak. And the conclusion was that toxic mold in his house had led to his death.
And racism as such, as a philosophy, kicked in was as a direct reaction to the abolitionist movement. The abolitionist movement driven by some of the leading intellectuals of the day, as well as driven by hundreds of thousands of ordinary people in this kingdom who signed petitions after petitions and presented them to the House of Lords. When the abolition movement really kicked in from the 1780s onwards, the planters had to respond.
Caller, so that I may talk, squirrel!
And so this is where you get the most virulent imagery about brutal, pagan, bestial.
But the media is a powerful force.
Black people in the literature and in the imagery.
Cartoons portraying black people as licentious and depraved began to circulate.
But the media is a powerful force.
The anti-abolitionist Edward Long wrote,
"The lower class women in England are remarkably fond of the blacks. In the course of a few generations more, the English blood will become so contaminated with this mixture as even to reach the middle and then the higher orders of the people. This is a venomous and dangerous ulcer that threatens to disperse its malignancy far and wide until every family catches infection from it."
But the media is a powerful force.
Listen, if we hadn't just elected somebody whose main qualification was being on TV, you could see maybe giving it a shot. What's the worst that could happen? Well, now we know. It doesn't just work out just because somebody's been on TV.
Got it? Let's do better.
me, it's an added member of the family. It's another team player as part of the bigger team. And for all of us, all we want to do is be able to carry out the right engagements, carry out our work, and try and encourage others and the younger generation to be able to see the world in the correct sense, rather than perhaps having a distorted view.